Hi guys, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we are from group 4. We would like to presenting to you about opening the door to international communication. So the presenters today are Miss Binti Raifatu Siam. She would like to presenting to you the first part, and then the second part will be presented by Miss Dian Eka, and the last is Mr. Tafir. And in our topics, we would like to explaining to you about what is need analysis, what is goals, what is objective on a course. And let's get deeper about the first chapter is what is analysis, what is need analysis. So before the course is started, you need to do a need analysis. What is need analysis? Need analysis attempt to collect as much as information as possible in order to build a comprehensive understanding of the needs and issues faced by your participant. Once those needs are understood, it is a lot of easier to identify potential solution. So how to do a need analysis? First, you have to collecting background information. You have to collecting background information of your participants, maybe the age or the capability of they are speaking English if you have an English course. And then the next is understanding the real needs of the participants, what they need from this course. And the next is identifying potential partner and potential obstacle in the inclusive field. And the last is making an inventory of the skills, competencies, resources that are available. One way to use this information is to apply what has been learned in need analysis for the formulation of program goals and objectives. So that is about what is need analysis. And then we move on now to what is goals. Goals are general statement of what the program intends to accomplish. They are broad statement of the kind of learning hope the participant will achieve. They describe learning outcomes and concepts, what you want the participant to learn in general terms. Example like clear communication, problem-solving skill, and etc. Goals may take many shapes. They may be language and situation-centered, including in the statement, in our program, the student will learn how to fill out form in English, read the menu, and order a meal, or may look functional as the goal of our course is the student will be able to converse in social German with focus on greeting, conversational openers, polite rejoinders, and farewell. And the next is example of goals. The example of goals that used in here is goals in English course for non-native speakers. As well as learning another lesson, learning English is also not an instant process. It took a while to master this language because in addition it isn't the student mother language. English also has more than 1 million vocabulary and 16 tenses. Therefore, it is necessary for set goals. By setting a goal, it could help to keep the student focused, motivate, and concentrate in learning. In here, using the SMART goal. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-specific. For the goals, we have common target. Common target is have a good English language ability so that it is enough to be used to study abroad. And there is specific target. The specific target is get IELTS Band 7 score in the next year. And we have to set What are indicators to determining the goal is achievable or not? For example, like memorize 10 new vocabulary every day, so in 1 month can get 1300 new vocabulary. Each day repeats 10 vocabulary that had been memorized the previous day so that the old vocabulary did not disappear despite the addition of new vocabulary. Next is goals in opening the door to international communication, Peruvian official, and EPEC written by Susan Smith. So before I am going deeper about the goals of this ceremony, I would like to share to you the background first. So in 2008, it was Peru's turn to host APEC, the Organization for Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. APEC in a grouping of 21 economies in the Asia Pacific region and number among its members such economic powerhouses as the United States, China, Japan, Korea, Canada, Australia, and Russia. The Peruvian government asked the New Zealand government to provide an English language training course for 30 of its officials who would be playing variety of roles in APEC meeting through 2008. The New Zealand government agreed to fund a 20 weeks programs for two intake of officials through NZAET. Its overseas aid agency, NZAET appointed Victoria Link, a project management company associated with Victoria University, to design and manage a program for two intakes of Peruvian government officials between July 2006 and June 2007. So what is the goals of this ceremony? NZAET's overall program goal was to assist in building Peru capacity for good governance, and its specific objective for the course was to enhance the capacity of the official to develop the English language skill they required in order to be effective participant in APEC in 2008. That's all that I could explain to you from me.
What is objective? Objective is desirable and attainable curriculum purposes and aim based on the perceived language and situation needs of the participants in a program. Objective will be defined as specific statement that desirable the particular knowledge, behaviors, and skills that the learner will be expected to know or perform at the end of a course of program. As stated from an upper-level ESL for academic purposes class at a well-known American university. Objective can be desired as this following. By the end of the course, a student will be able to first, prepare a term paper, including footnotes, bibliography, title page, and so forth. And the second, take notes on a lecture. Third, answer questions following such a talk. Next is from goals toward objective. Developing statements of perceived needs into program goals and thus enter into clear objective is an effective way to clarify what should be going on in the language classroom. The purpose of converting perceptions of student needs into goals and objective provides the basic unit that can in turn be used to define and organize all teaching activities into a common curriculum. Objectives are in hand. The basic elements of the student need can be analyzed, assessed, and classified to create a coherent teaching and learning experience. Instructional objective. Instructional objectives describe the particular knowledge, behaviors, and skills that learner will be expected to know or perform at the end of a course of program. Working out the goals and objectives of a program based on the perceived needs of the student can be an interesting and productive process in itself. However, sooner or later, the result of this effort must be formalized and written down. A number of sources are available to help formulate objectives from the goals of a program. There are several sources to find out ideas for objective. Here, in instructional objective, these include our program and their curriculum, the books and journals that constitute the language teaching literature, and educational taxonomies that were worked out as far back. The first is other language program, and then the second is the literature, and then the last one is the taxonomies. And next is sound instructional objective, the perceptions of the students' need into goals and potential objective, and having organized them on the basis of all available information. The next step for planners is to state them as clear and ambiguous instructional objectives. There are 4 points here. The first is distinguish between curriculum goals and instructional objective. Second, recognize complete or incomplete instructional objective. Third, recognize vaguely stated instructional objectives as well as clearly stated ones. And then the last one is write clear and complete performance objectives, including subject, performance, condition if necessary, a measure, and criterion level.
Okay, I would like to continue my friend's explanation. Okay, now the example of objective. The objective, actually, there are three kinds of the example. First, the course participants will improve their international English language testing system. So, the overall test course scores by between a half band and one band from the starting point between 4.0 and 5 and 0 for the first group and 5.0 and 7.0. So, and the second is the participants' learning objective would be met. This is, and then the third, the college facing the ELTP course design term was to find effective ways to help the course members develop language skill for the APH contest contact. So, to improve their IELTS scores and meet their learning objectives. Okay, the next, provide an English language training course for 30 of its officials who would be playing a variety of roles in APEC meetings throughout 2008. So, here, the New Zealand government agreed to fund a 20 weeks program for two intakes of officials for New Zealand. Its overseas aid and agency, New Zealand appointed criteria
Okay, that's
being.
all from us. Thank you very much. And we are very sorry if we have a lot of mistakes, maybe on explaining or anything. And if you